You know that feeling, right? That moment at work where you're facing a tricky conversation that could make or break a project, or, let's be honest, just your entire day. Well, today, we're going to dive into how to master that professional dialogue and turn those super stressful interactions into moments where you can really shine.
So here's our game plan for today. We're going to start with the art of workplace talk in general, and then we're going to level up through 3 distinct stages. First, mastering the basics, then making your voice heard, and finally, navigating those really tough conversations. And stick around, because at the end, I'll give you a simple playbook you can start using literally tomorrow.
We have all been there. That moment when you need to ask a question or maybe negotiate for something, and the right words just seem to vanish from your brain. But here's the good news, okay? Great communication, it isn't some magical talent people are born with. No way. It's a skill. And just like any other skill, you can learn it, you can practice it, and you can perfect it.
All right, let's dive right into level 1, the basics. Think of these as the building blocks. They're the simple, everyday interactions that create the entire foundation for your professional relationships. If you get these right, you're not just communicating, you're building trust, rapport, and a whole lot of confidence.
Okay, here's a classic situation. You're stuck. Maybe you're new, maybe you're just staring at a report that makes no sense and you need to ask a coworker for a hand. It can feel a little intimidating, I get it, but there's a really simple script that works every single time.
Let's break down why this little phrase is just so perfect. First, it respects their time. Do you have a minute? That's huge. Then, it gets straight to the point with a clear problem and a direct request. See? It's simple, it's polite, and it's incredibly effective.
So the formula is pretty simple, right? A polite opening, a clear problem, and of course gratitude. And listen, this isn't just about getting an answer to your question. This is about building your reputation as a respectful, collaborative, and effective teammate right from day one.
All right, our foundation is built. Now it's time to move up to level 2. This stage is all about shifting from just being present in the room to being an active contributor. It's about confidently sharing your work and actually adding value, especially in places like team meetings.
So picture this. You're in a team meeting, and suddenly all eyes turn to you. Your team lead says, "Hey, can you give us an update on your project?" This is your moment. It's a chance to really demonstrate your progress and your competence.
You see how effective that is? It's all about the structure. You state what's done, we've completed, and then you immediately pivot to what's coming next. This shows you're not just ticking boxes, you're thinking ahead, and you are driving this project forward.
So the secret weapon here is preparation. Seriously, before a meeting, just take 2 minutes to summarize your progress in your head. Using simple framing phrases like the ones you see here will make you sound so polished and so professional. It's the difference between just reporting on the past and actively guiding the conversation towards the future.
Okay, now for level 3. This is the advanced stuff. We're talking about those high-stakes conversations, the ones about deadlines, conflicts, or maybe pitching a big new idea. Honestly, mastering these dialogues is what separates good professionals from truly great leaders.
This is a conversation that makes so many people nervous, asking for more time. It can feel like you're admitting you failed, but, and this is a big but, when you handle it correctly, it actually shows how committed you are to quality, and it helps build that crucial psychological safety on your team.
Just notice the power in this phrasing. It doesn't start with "I'm sorry" or some excuse. It starts with a professional concern, and then it immediately links that concern to a critical business goal, quality. This completely transforms the conversation from a personal problem into a strategic decision.
This solution-oriented approach is your roadmap. You state your concern, you give a solid business reason, you propose a clear solution, and you reaffirm your commitment. When you do all that, you're not asking for a favor. You're leading a responsible negotiation about how to get the absolute best result.
So, we've climbed through all 3 levels. Now, let's bring it all together into a simple, powerful playbook that you can keep in your back pocket for pretty much any conversation you'll have at work.
This table really lays out the whole journey, doesn't it? You start at the beginner level, where the goal is just to build rapport. Then you move to intermediate, where you're adding real value. And finally, you're at the advanced level, solving big problems and leading. Each level builds on the last, and this right here is how you grow from being a reliable team player into an absolutely essential leader. So the real question is, how are you going to put all this into practice? I want you to think about your week ahead. What conversation is waiting for you? Because now you have the playbook. You have the script. The stage is yours. What conversation will you own this week?